Hello again. I have done first and second stanza of To Autumn. Now let's begin with the final and third stanza of the poem, where Keats talks about the music of autumn, which is nothing less than the music of much celebrated spring. Keats writes, I quote, "Where are the songs of spring? Aye, where are they? Think not of them, thou hast thy music too. While barred clouds bloom the soft dying day and touch the stubble plains with rosy hue. Then in a wailful choir the small gnats moan among the river's shallows, borne aloft or sinking as the light wind lives or dies. And full-grown lambs loud bleat from hilly bourne, hedge crickets sing, and now with treble soft the red-breast whistles from a garden croft, and gathering swallows twitter in the skies." So Keats begins the final stanza with another question. He says, "Where are the songs of spring? Aye, where are they? Think of not of them, thou hast thy music too." And in these lines, it seems as if Keats is telling autumn to not to feel inferior to the spring season. Spring is generally considered as a season of sweet and charming songs, but Keats says to autumn, "Think not of them, thou hast thy music too." That you need not to think about the songs of spring because you have got your own music too. There is no sense thinking about the days of spring when autumn is around. While barred clouds bloom the soft dying day and touch the stubble plains with rosy hue. Barred clouds, the patchy clouds, the long line of clouds that appear at the time of sunset. Dying day, the end of a day, the time of sunset. Keats is describing the time of sunset and the colors and images that are created in the season. He says, "Barred clouds bloom the soft dying day and touch the stubble plains with rosy hue." The patchy clouds, touched by the light of the setting sun, appear to be in blooming like flowers as they light up with the colors of sunset. The day is dying at the sunset, but it is soft dying. The death is soft and gentle. The evening is gentle. You can imagine the scene in the sky at the time of sunset. Keats is talking about that scene. And touch the stubble plains with rosy hue. Stubble is the short stalk of grain left standing in field after harvest, and the reddish color of the evening sunlight is touching these stubble, these cut stalks, and it lends rosy color to the fields, to the plains, which are now harvested. Then in a wailful choir the small gnats moan among the river's shallows, borne aloft or sinking as the light wind lives or dies. Now Keats begins to describe the song of autumn, the music of autumn. He says, "After the sunset, then in a wailful choir the small gnats moan." Small gnats, the small flies, moan means to express sadness, and they are expressing sadness over the dying day in a wailful choir, wailful, sorrowful choir in groups among the river shallows. Shallow is a willow tree growing near river, and this is a shrub-like tree, not very tall in its height. So these small gnats are around the river. They are found among the willow trees growing near river, borne aloft or sinking as the light wind lives or dies. Borne aloft means going upwards, or sinking or going down with the movement of wind. These gnats seems to be coordinated with the wind. As the wind rises, they go upwards, and as the wind dies down, they go down. So these small gnats comes out at evening time near the river shallows and produce sorrowful sounds in groups, and their sound contributes to the song of autumn. And full-grown lambs loud bleat from hilly bone, hedge crickets sing, and now with treble soft the red-breast whistles from a garden croft, and gathering swallows twitter in the skies. Now here in these last 4 lines, Keats describes more animal sounds like full-grown lamb loudly bleating from the hillside. From hilly bone means from the hillside. Hedge crickets sing. Grasshoppers. Hedge cricket means grasshoppers are singing, are making sound. And now with treble soft the red breast whistles from a garden croft. Treble is a term related to music that means a high pitched voice. The red breast robin that is a bird is whistling in a garden croft, in an enclosed garden, in a high pitched voice. The bird robin is whistling in a soft but high pitched voice. And gathering swallows twitter in the skies. And lastly, there is swarm of swallows twittering, chirping joyfully in the sky as the sun goes down. So the music of autumn is wailing of gnats, the bleating of lambs, the singing of hedge crickets, the whistling of robins, and the twittering of swallows. So students, this was the poem, and we see that Keats in this beautiful small poem has taken a very different and fresh perspective on autumn, which is not just about fall, and he draws our attention to all the beautiful and unique things associated with the season. I hope you enjoyed the poem. Thank you so much.